officially issue them to those involved. Edmondson has said his office has the file submitted by Jupiter Police and prosecutors are reviewing it. Edmondson said that Kraft, who lives in Massachusetts, would not be extradited to face these charges, saying it's a non-extraditable offense. Someone could stay out of jurisdiction and not be subject to arrest. This is a second-degree misdemeanor, and the arrest warrant would be only enforceable in the state of Florida. So, so that's what he can't really be extradited for this. And the question is, will he even get 120 days? Knowing the way the justice system works in this country and being somewhat familiar with it, and the way poor rich people have certain resources, shall we say, to get out of facing certain punishment, I would be very surprised if he gets any time in jail, frankly, for what he has done here, and the role that he's played in the situation. But obviously, I think he very well should. But the fact that, again, this is, a second-degree misdemeanor, and the rest of Warman, according to the spokesman for the state attorney's office, would be only enforceable in the state of Florida, doesn't really suggest how hard. It doesn't give me a lot of confidence about how hard they're going to come down on this guy. They don't seem that pushy in order to just really kind of get him and bring him in and punish him for his role in the situation. But Deadspin asked Edmondson about a report from ESPN's Adam Schefter saying that he'd been told that Robert Kraft is not the biggest name involved down there in South Florida. So that's another very interesting leg to this story here. Schefter, very, very, very unlikely, unlikely to be wrong. Schefter does not get that wrong very often. On ESPN saying, quote, "This story is only going to heat up and get a lot worse with all the human trafficking that's gone down. I'm told that Robert Kraft is not the biggest name involved." Adam Schefter on ESPN. It's hard to get really, in the scheme of football, it's hard to, especially in terms of powerful people in the sport of football, it's hard to get much bigger than Robert Kraft. He has a lot of influence. Maybe his name was like Star Power more, maybe, or someone like a Jerry Jones type person. We'll only wait and see. This story is far from over for Robert Kraft and for, as we now find out, possibly even more people. So Attorney Stuart Ryan, who's handled similar cases during his time as a prosecutor of Montgomery County's District Attorney's Office, says large busts that resulted in charges against Kraft are part of a shift to target the people who run the establishments. That was something I know I focused on, and others continue to do so, which is going to these establishments, trying to seize as much as you can in terms of paperwork, documents, and financial statements. To shut it down at the top level, as opposed to just going and arresting people on prostitution charges, and the shop moves down the street and opens up again a week later. It's important to go after the root of it, which is the people who are running the show. It's not uncommon for such large-scale prostitution cases to involve charges of human trafficking. Ryan said people brought into work sometimes from another country understanding something very different than what they end up doing and find themselves working under brutal conditions with few options for recourse or escape. I couldn't count on the number of things we did that I'll say are similar during my years as a prosecutor. Only bad things to come in terms of learning more about this really sick situation going down in South Florida. All right, sorry to start the show off on such a dark note, but we are now going to move on to a little bit more of an interesting situation. Ben Simmons talking some smack, down 14 points at home to a team that on paper is supposed to be less talented than you, can be a little bit frustrating, especially, again, for Ben Simmons. The Sixers forward was sent to the line after Maurice Harkless fouled him. And when Simmons missed the first attempt, Trailblazers big man Jusuf Nurkic decided to talk the tiniest bit of trash to his opponent and yell, "Hell no," after the ball rimmed out. But Simmons did not take kindly to this, offering a rebuttal that was objectively way more harsh than the one that was sent his way. So you can take a listen to that here right now.
Coming out to view things on the bench.
Yeah, you hear that there? So you can hear Jusuf Nurkic going hell no, and then a little bit on the a little bit quieter there, sneaking his way in was Ben Simmons. If you could take a listen to that again.
Coming out to view things on the bench.
Turn that up. There's Joseph Nurkic. Oh, you heard him. That's a little bit explicit there, saying, quote, "You talk a lot of shit for being ass." I mean, just Simmons kind of have a point, sure, but Simmons does look like the weaker guy in the scenario because he let someone who's supposedly ass get to him. Definitely, that's definitely looking a little bit weaker there in that scenario. So that sucks for him, but he'd end up with 29 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. Nurkic would put a respectable 24 points up on the board with 10 rebounds. With 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists in his team's 130-115 win. But the Portland big man would end up with a plus 24 in the afternoon, while Simmons was a minus 20. So, again, not either of these players. There are bad things and good things on both sides. It just sounds like I'm just being fair here, but that's the truth. So yeah, but we always love to see a little bit of juicy trash talking in the game, and Ben Simmons not enjoying himself right there in Philadelphia, 82-68. So getting a little spicy there, but I'm sure things are going to be fine. Here's an area where things are gonna change pretty soon. New Orleans. The Pelicans, the mostly abandoned side project the New Orleans Saints organization, host the LA Lakers Saturday evening. Under normal circumstances, this would make for a promising matchup. LeBron James versus Anthony Davis, the collision of the superstars. Under another set of perfectly reasonable circumstances, it could be an interesting event. But LeBron James and Anthony Davis take on Davis's former team, now led by LeBron's former teammate. And, of course, that would be the widely speculated trade of Davis to the Lakers in some sort of fashion or form took place. But neither of those things have happened. Instead, we got the third way, which is the worst way. This is in which the Pelicans spent a month pretending to consider trading Anthony Davis in order to troll the Lakers, while meanwhile keeping their sights set on the future of pretending Jaylen Brown is so much better a prize than what was being offered, and then obviously trying to push out this run as much as humanly possible. It's trying to get down the road. It's a situation where Davis is stuck on the crummy directionless Pelicans, pretends to want to play, and the Pelicans pretend to commit to playing him. And of course, the Pelicans, depriving us all of what would be an amazing matchup, say, "Oh, he needs to rest." So yeah, perfectly the best we as whiny sports fans are going to have to deal with a Lakers-Pelicans matchup with no Anthony Davis, therefore no interesting game, and that is incredibly annoying. Shams Crania, I think of CBS, says Pelicans star Anthony Davis will sit tonight's back-to-back against the LA Lakers due to rest. Davis has played both ends of 5 back-to-back sets this season. He's played 77 total minutes across 2 home games in November 16th and 17th. He's played 76 minutes across a road and home set on December 2nd and 3rd. A week later, he played 63 minutes on the dreaded road back-to-back. He played a whopping 82 minutes across a home back-to-back on December 28th and 29th. It's pretty much all of the 2 games on December 28th and 29th. And just 2 weeks ago, post-trade demand, he played 59 minutes in a home and road set. So, you know what, Anthony Davis, get back on the court. I'm sick of it. No, I'm just kidding. He can rest. He's a superstar. That's the way the NBA works. It's the league you built. You got to lie on it. Sorry, sports fans. Just deal with it. Like you're really lying on the bed that you built there on that situation. Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up our sports act. Now it's time for music, and joining us to discuss is Hudson Alexander. Hudson
Hello.
is back with us, and he's making. I hope we're gonna be able to get through the whole interview this time, because I know what happened last time, but I'm sure it's gonna be all right. But yeah, all right. So this past Friday, this was yesterday, was one of the biggest new music releases in a while. We got Lil Pump, we had Offset come out, and we had Gunna. Those are probably the biggest three names.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could start with Lil Pump. I mean, I know I really did actually. This may be a controversial opinion to some people, but I really liked his last album, the self-titled one, Lil Pump. It was I mean, it wasn't substantive music. It wasn't like music you get from like a J. Cole type person. But it was bangers. It was nice stuff to listen to, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. Yeah, it was pretty. Like I listened to it, you know. I feel like every album should get a chance.
Yeah.
But you know, nothing impressed me except for you know, he just wasted beats. You know, all these producers are wasting their time making these amazing beats, and then he just puts like a childish rap in. Really, no lyrics at all. Nothing like even rappers like Uzi Vert, who's they're not about like substance. It's more about like, you know, the beat and the tone. They have some lyrics in it. He just like one song was named Vroom Vroom Vroom. It's like,
yeah.
How do you think you should sell that? You know?
Yeah, I put that in my Instagram story. I was like, I literally cannot even believe that this is a song, because I was just like,
I saw that.
Yeah. I was like,
it was crazy. You know?
Yeah. So did you? Yeah. You told me before, like the Lil Uzi one stood out. What was that? That was Multi-Millionaire.
Yeah,
right?
Multi-Millionaire. That song really stuck out to me. That was a good one. The beat was really nice. Okay, the chorus was good. You know, it was catchy. You know, you like I know it. You know, and Uzi's part was good. A little short. I would have liked it more. You know, I felt like a trend of the whole album was all these features were very short. Okay, it was mostly Pump. I would have liked more longer features for Quavo, for Offset. Yeah, I would just like longer features. But it was a good song. I like that one. I got to give it to Pump. That was a good song.
Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely one of the standout ones. I mean, there's definitely times where you could get Lil Pump to like get on a good beat and like actually not sound too retarded.
Right. See, the thing is, like he got into fame from just repeating words. Like he was a repetition artist. So when he branches out in songs like what was the intro called?
Dropout.
Yeah, it sounds like that where he's not spamming, like he's not just saying one thing. It's good.
Yeah, I like Dropout.
Right. And in song Multi-Millionaire, he did repeat something, but the beat was good and the chorus is good. Sometimes he just repeats it, like, you know, back in the way when he hit D Rose. Like that's not a good song. He just says D Rose a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of them probably the most standout songs were like ones that he already released, like Racks on Racks. That was a lot more standout in like this total body of work. And
Multi-Millionaire was pre-released too.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. Drug Addicts, Escated, like those are all like previous release songs, and those were like much more popular. And then the one where like people accused him of being racist was also pre-release as well. But yeah, so again, what do you think? Like, what do you think this does for Lil Pump? Like in the future, does this harm or hurt him with this release?
Honestly, I think the reaction is, I think, you know, compared to the albums that have just dropped, he's not going to get so much attention for this one, and that's fine. You know, happens to the best. But like, you know, he has to change up his content a little bit. He has to start changing his flow, because it's just the same. I feel like I'm just getting the same thing I got before, just with more features, you know?
Yeah, so, I really think like J. Cole, he should really listen to J. Cole's advice in that song.
Right.
What was it? 1985.
I'm not being blown away by what I'm hearing. He needs to change up what he has.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to last until like the reason why these people are so successful is like they change the game and they have like multiple different things going for them. Like people like J. Cole, people like who have lasted many different many years through many different eras.
Right,
they've been able to hold it.
J. Cole took a break for 3-4 years, and he came back, and he's one of the most, he's, in my opinion, like the most popular artist right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's probably the most popular, but I would say that he's definitely very. I think he's the best. He's the best bars.
Goes number one.
He does definitely have some of the best like rap. He's probably the best bars like out of anyone out right now.
I'm saying, you know, currently right now, whoever like if you have J. Cole featured, it goes number one. Like, that's because J. Cole's really popping off right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the most